Metaphysics has many, many different definitions nowadays, and our particular definition is to keep metaphysics God-centered. In other words, the focus is not so much into the paranormal and into the psychic areas as has become customary in recent years, but instead to keep focused on the inner source within oneself. If we keep that, then all of the roads that other people are traveling in the various aspects of metaphysics end up leading and coming into that one area of focus. Our intention is stick with that focus as one goes along. There's an old Hindu expression which goes, even a mind that knows the path, meaning the path to enlightenment, the path to God, can stray from the path because the senses, our outer sense perceptions, dissuading us from what we are so unruly. But the seer recollects his mind and fixes it on me. I call him a seer, I call him a lumen. And that's from the Bhagavad Gita, the Hindu equivalent of the New Testament in Christianity. And that is where our focus is, to remain with the idea of connecting with all of life, the universe, and the universe to us is God. That's the central core of our teaching.
The University of Sedona is the world's largest metaphysical university system, with over 12,000 graduates and more than 7,000 practicing IMM ministers in 120 countries worldwide. This is the life and legacy of Dr. Paul Leon Masters, and it all began in 1959 in the heart of Beverly Hills, California. Dr. Masters wanted to find out what spiritual reality was. To him, the key was the exploration of consciousness, which held the secrets to the past, an understanding of the present, and the potential innately latent in the unconscious. He felt that this was the key to understanding what an individual society, collectively, could become and achieve. From 1959 to 1963, he was the director of the Institute of Parapsychology, which engaged in psychical and mystical research as it pertained to mental and spiritual growth, personal development, and unfoldment, particularly in the areas of yoga and mystic Christianity. From 1963 to 1965, he directed the Meteorological Foundation, which was devoted to the research of meditation experiences and practices. A true pioneer, in subsequent decades, Dr. Masters spent countless hours with thousands of people conducting higher consciousness research, all of which greatly expanded on what he originally learned in the 50s and 60s. He founded the National Metaphysics Institute in 1965, which researched the spiritual heights and potentials of mind and spirit. He hoped to encourage others to perform further research into the nature and source of consciousness and how such knowledge could be practically applied to human life. He created an educational curriculum and specific ministerial ordination programs, allowing students to study metaphysics and obtain ministerial status through distance learning and home study. Dr. Masters' contributions to the field of mystical psychology were those of a trailblazer. In 1976, he applied for and gained the legal right to establish the University of Metaphysics and grant non-secular bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. These degrees were granted to those who had been ordained by the National Metaphysics Institute Ministry and wanted to further their education in this field. Dr. Masters advertised the doctoral program in various regional and national magazines. As if by divine plan, enrollments came from all over the US as well as the entire world. By 1989, thousands of students from throughout the world had enrolled in the distance learning doctoral degree programs. To accommodate the worldwide interest and enrollment in his courses, he founded the International Metaphysical Ministry. Dr. Masters first visited Sedona, Arizona in 2002. It was a place he had heard of for years as supporting a great deal of metaphysical activity. The spiritual energy and the inspiring beauty of Sedona, combined with his inner guidance, led him to take steps to create and establish a university there. In 2003, he founded the University of Sedona under the same non-secular rights as the University of Metaphysics. He deservedly earned recognition as one of the world's foremost teachers of metaphysical doctors, teachers, counselors, life coaches, wellness practitioners, and ministers by offering self-paced distance learning degree programs in transpersonal, transcendent, theocentric, holistic, and New Thought metaphysics. However, the most important achievements of Dr. Masters' efforts were the support and advancement of higher consciousness research, education, and advanced New Thought metaphysics. And this tradition continues on today. We are always striving to be proactive in meeting the future needs of our students and graduates, and are delighted to announce the addition of 2 new doctoral degree specialties to the University of Sedona. We introduced these specialties at a time when conscious-centered living and conscious business ethics will be instrumental to the betterment of society, the evolution of humanity, and ultimately the expansion of consciousness, individually and collectively. These degrees are Doctor of Philosophy PhD, specializing in conscious business ethics, and the Doctor of Philosophy PhD, specializing in conscious-centered living. In 2004, to centralize the function of the 2 university programs, the University of Metaphysics was moved in its entirety to the Sedona area. The University of Metaphysics and the University of Sedona continue to grow, with a worldwide student population in the thousands. Dr. Masters always wanted students and graduates to keep current with new developments. Consequently, the universities continue to offer its members an opportunity to participate in continuing postgraduate education. In 2010, Dr. Masters celebrated his 50-year anniversary and was also awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award based on decades of consciousness research, education, and practical application, resulting in over 1,000 recorded lectures, 31 higher conscious meditation CDs, and 125 lecture DVDs covering various spiritual subjects. On January 10, 2016, Dr. Masters made his transition, and this quote of his perfectly characterizes how he felt about the afterlife. Yet if the mystical truth be told, everyone already exists in an after-death or astral plane. We exist there all our physical lives, from the time we take our first physical breath, and yes, even before that. We are many lives being lived simultaneously. Dr. Masters dedicated his life to service and devoted 56 years to higher consciousness research and education. It was his desire and commitment that his teaching would be affordable and available to any person in need of them. He planned for his teachings to continue long after his passing. Committed to the preservation, continuation, and expansion of Dr. Masters' legacy is a board of directors and professional university staff, each with many years of experience in various aspects of the metaphysical field. They are passionately devoted to fulfilling Dr. Masters' wish that his students and graduates continue their ministries through their loving actions and service, and that the integrity of his teachings is preserved for future generations. To preserve and expand his legacy, the International Metaphysical Ministry releases monthly never-heard-before timeless wisdom lectures. It has also published the books Mystical Insights, Spiritual Mind Power Affirmations, and Meditation Dynamics. In May 2019, students and graduates from all over the world will gather in Sedona to participate in the International Convention, formal cap and gown ceremony, and to celebrate our 60th anniversary. Considering the dedication and experience of Dr. Masters and his staff, a member of the International Metaphysical Ministry will always be able to say with pride, "I received my doctoral degree from the most prominent, well-respected metaphysical university in the world, the University of Metaphysics and the University of Sedona." The education that Dr. Masters has provided since 1959 has produced an international alumni and student population that reaches out to transform the world. The evolving curriculum, based on decades of consciousness research, offers timeless teachings that connect people to their real soul, inner self, and God or universal presence within. The continuation of Dr. Masters' legacy would not be possible without the continued support of its members and their dedication to living the examples of Dr. Masters' teachings. They carry a beacon of light wherever they go, and this helps bring hope, encouragement, and love to a world in desperate need of it. We thank them for the difference they make and their contributions toward the betterment of humanity. We look forward to the next 60 years.